All right, let's break down one of the most common questions you'll see on a GCSE maths paper, the quadratic graph question. It's often worth a hefty 6 marks, and I'm going to show you exactly how to nail every single one. Let's dive in.
So here it is, our challenge for today. Now, it might look a little intimidating, but trust me, it's just 3 really straightforward mini-tasks. We're going to use the official mark scheme as our roadmap, our cheat sheet, to show you precisely where every point comes from. This is the key to banking a guaranteed 6 marks.
Okay, first up, Part A, completing the table of values. This is the foundation for everything else. You get this right, and you're already a third of the way to full marks. No pressure.
So the question gives us the equation y equals x squared minus x. Our job is pretty simple. Just take the x values we're missing from the table, that's -1, 1, and 3, and plug them into this formula to find their matching y values. Let's walk through it together. When x is -1, you've got to be careful with those negatives. -1 squared is +1, and subtracting a -1 is just like adding 1. So 1 plus 1 gives us 2. Easy. Next, when x is 1, it's just 1 squared minus 1, which is 1 minus 1, giving us 0. And finally, when x is 3, we get 3 squared minus 3, which is 9 minus 3, giving us 6.
And there we have it, our fully completed table. We've slotted in our new values, 2, 0, and 6. Now, here's a little pro tip. See the symmetry in those y values? 6, 2, 0, 0, 2, 6. That's a classic feature of these graphs, and it's a great little check to see if you're on the right track. Now, let's peek at the official mark scheme. It says B2 for all 3 values correct. So what does that mean? B marks are basically points for getting the right answer. B2 means there are 2 marks up for grabs. If you only get 1 or 2 values right, you still bag 1 mark, that's the B1, but get all 3 correct, you get both marks. Simple as that. Right, on to Part B. This is where we take those numbers from our table and turn them into a picture, the graph itself. And for this part, accuracy is absolutely key. So that table we just filled out, it's basically just a list of coordinates. We've got -2, 6, -1, 2, 0, 0, and so on. These are the 6 points we now need to plot on the grid. First things first, we plot these points carefully. Remember the golden rule, along the corridor, then up or down the stairs. Take your time, use a nice sharp pencil, and mark each spot with a small, neat cross. A little bit of care here saves a lot of headaches later. Okay, once all your points are plotted, it's time to connect them. And this is so important. You have to draw a smooth, U-shaped curve. This shape is called a parabola. Do not, I repeat, do not use a ruler to play connect the dots. It has to be a freehand curve that flows smoothly through every single one of your points. And hey, let's check in with the mark scheme again. What does it say? B2 for a fully correct graph. Yep. That means another 2 marks are awarded for plotting the points correctly and drawing that smooth curve through them. So that's 2 marks for the table, 2 marks for the graph. We're already sitting on 4 out of 6 marks. We're doing great. And now for the final piece of the puzzle, Part C. This is where we actually get to use the graph we've just drawn as a tool to solve another equation. This is the payoff for all that careful plotting and drawing. So the question asks us to find solutions for the equation x squared minus x equals 4. You might be thinking, how does that connect to my graph? Well, remember, our curve is the graph of y equals x squared minus x. So if x squared minus x equals 4, that just means y equals 4. So what's the very first thing the examiner is looking for here? The mark scheme gives us a massive clue, and it's for a super easy mark that you'd be surprised a lot of people actually miss. And here it is, boom, you get an M1, which is a method mark, just for drawing the line y equals 4 on your graph. A method mark means you get credit for showing you know the right process. So literally just by drawing one horizontal line across your graph at y equals 4, you've earned a mark. How easy is that? Once you've drawn that line, the solutions are simply the x values where your line crosses your curve. You can see here, the line y equals 4 hits our parabola in 2 different spots. All we have to do now is read down from those 2 points to the x-axis to find our answers. Now, reading from our graph, the first solution looks to be about -1.6, and the second one is around 2.6. The mark scheme knows that nobody's hand-drawn graph is perfect, so it gives you a little wiggle room, a range of answers. For the first one, anything from -1.7 to -1.5 is good, and for the second, anything from 2.5 to 2.7 gets the mark.
And this is how you get that final A1, or accuracy mark. You get it for giving both answers inside those accepted ranges. But check out that little note. FT, their graph. FT stands for follow-through. And this is a fantastic safety net. It means that even if your curve from part B was a tiny bit off, as long as you use your graph correctly here, by drawing the line y equals 4 and reading your values, you can still get this final mark.
So there you have it. We've completely dissected this question and hunted down all 6 marks using the official mark scheme. Let's just do a super quick recap to make sure it all sticks. It really just boils down to 4 simple steps. 1. Calculate your 3 y values for the table. That's 2 marks. 2. Plot your points accurately and draw a nice smooth curve through them. That's another 2 marks. 3. Draw the line y equals 4. That's 1 easy method mark. And 4. Read the 2 x values where your line and curve cross. That's your final mark. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, boom, the full 6 marks. So what's the real takeaway here? It's that these big, scary-looking high-mark questions, they're almost always just a series of small, totally manageable steps. Once you understand the process and you know exactly where each mark comes from, you can walk into that exam and absolutely own these questions.